Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. It feels like it has been absolutely forever since I've actually sat down in front of the camera and talked to you guys. But today, as part of vlogmas, that I'm trying my best to do, I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about a DIY Christmas decoration project that I just did, because it's really easy and it's pretty quick to make. I think it didn't even take me an hour to finish it, and like most importantly of all, it was like the cheapest DIY I've ever done. I thought at the beginning of the fall season I was gonna make my own wreath this year, but when I started looking at supplies for it, the base alone for like a regular size wreath at all the places I visited was like 30 bucks. And I went to Michael's, Hobby Lobby, and Joann's. I tried to look online and the base price was $30, which I can buy a pre-made wreath at the store at Walmart for like $19.99. So making a whole wreath from scratch obviously wasn't ideal because of the price for me, but I still wanted to be able to make something. So the first wreath I made this year, it's actually a full-size one, and it's not the one that I'm doing this DIY for because it was not expensive, but I was able to do this particular one, a lot cheaper. But the first one, I thrifted the base from Goodwill. They have their Christmas decorations out, of course, so they had it, and I'll show a video of the wreath that I made. But it was like this green wooden base, and it originally had ribbons and then a poinsettia flower and a pine cone with some glitter on it. And I looked at it for a while and I thought about not getting it because I just didn't like the wreath. But then I realized that the ribbon wasn't really glued on that much, and even if it was, taking it off wasn't really going to do any damage because it would just be covered up with something new. So I got that base for $3.99, and then all of the other things that I put on it, like the other gold and silvery champagne-y looking flowers and the berries, those all came from the Dollar Tree. And I'm pretty sure, like with the $3.99 price tag for just the base and then all the other decorations, it was still under $10 for that one. But if you're like really in a pinch but you want to decorate for Christmas, then like this is the DIY for you, because this is another wreath, but it has so many other purposes that you could use it for. And it is this cute little thing. It is literally this base, this little wooden base. I found at the Dollar Tree for $1, because it's a Dollar Tree. It was in like the aisle where the floral foam and like the glass beads and the fake flowers are, for $1. And then pine cones, which were free because I live in the South and there are pine cones everywhere. I've also seen people make these with the pine cones. This wasn't my original idea. I've seen people do the pine cone wreaths before, but a lot of people add ribbons and glitter, but I'm going for more of like a natural vibe this Christmas at our house. So I think it still looks really beautiful just as it is, and glitter and ribbon obviously adds on to the cost, but yeah, this was $1 to make. Literally all you need is the base and the pine cones and then a hot glue gun, and if you don't already have a hot glue gun, you can get one at Walmart for like not even $5. And if you like really don't do mini crafts but you want to do this one, you can buy a mini glue gun for like $1. I think they may have those actually at the Dollar Tree. So I filmed the whole process of making this, and I think it ended up taking me like maybe 45 minutes, and that's just because I had to stop in between. one, to like change out the glue sticks because it was running low and I had to put a new one in. And then two, I ended up burning myself a few times and had to go get some burn gel. I don't know if it'll focus on my finger, but you can see how red it is right there. Yeah, there's a little blister there, so be careful. Or if you don't have a hot glue gun and you don't want to spend the money to buy one, I'm pretty sure you could probably actually use any glue you have at home. The only thing with like Elmer's glue, if that's what you have, it's going to take a really long time for it to set. And you're just gonna have to stand there and hold your pine cone in place unless there's like one of the little stems sticking out that you can put into the wreath base. So the first thing I did for this was gather my pine cones. I actually went to my grandmother's house. I didn't go in because COVID, and this was a while ago. Like I'm currently quarantined, but this is I think maybe a month ago I got these pine cones, just because whenever this, like, our winters are usually kind of wet and there's snow, I didn't want them to like get soggy or moldy. But there were pine cones everywhere because they have a few pine trees, but also there had been a tree fall like a year or two ago, and they still had like this huge brush pile that they haven't burned or done anything with the wood, so it was just like covered in beautiful like gray brown pine cones. And so I just got as many of those as I thought I would need, and I actually have quite a few left over. I might be able to make another one of these. I just did this on my kitchen table. It was a little bit messy because the pine cones, you have to be really careful not to break them. But that was probably the hardest part of the process, was making sure I didn't damage the pine cones, because most of them were still on the branch. So I'd have to try to wiggle them off without crushing them in my hands, and I think in the video you can see me do that a few times accidentally, but even with those mishaps, I still had enough, and like I said, more left over. And of course my cats had to help. I don't know if they just think that I am incompetent or what the deal is, but if there's any time that I am working on a project, they are convinced that I cannot do it without them. So I'm pretty sure that 6 of the 7 cats we have were featured in this video. I'll try to put their names up. You'll see a lot of them in Vlogmas, so if you want to get to know them, I'll try to put their names in. I hope you guys enjoyed this little DIY. I am absolutely in love with it. I think it's so cute, and like I said, I think there's so many things you can do with it. You don't have to hang it. You can put it on your table as like the centerpiece, like to put whatever else is going to be your centerpiece inside of it. If you found something, either like a base that was smaller or a really big candle, you could use that as a candle wreath. And yeah, like you can really just get creative with this and add any decorations that you want. Like if you have some old like paint at home that you haven't used in a while, or glitter or something from another craft that you didn't finish, which maybe that's not everyone, maybe that's just me because I have ADHD. Anyways, yeah, like I said, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if any of you are gonna try this, and if so, you should find me on Instagram and show me the pictures if you make them. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Happy Vlogmas!